Ladies and gentlemen, Saline Area Schools is proud to present the Saline High School Marching Band. Introducing drum major Matt Beatty. And drum major Tyler Myers. And now, join in cheering the Hornets on to victory with Beat 'em Up. And now, the Saline Fight Star. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you stand and join the Saline Marching Band under the direction of Marching Band instructor Scott Cannell in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hornets Stadium for tonight's Southeastern Conference football game between the Trojans from Monroe High School and the Saline Hornets. Here now are the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, introducing the starters on defense for Monroe. At defensive tackle, number 9, Craig Goodyear. At defensive tackle, number 34, Ryan Nunn. Starting at defensive end, number 57, Gage Van Washanova. At the other defensive end, number 87, Andrew Ozar. Starting at inside linebacker for the Trojans, number 28, Jalen Wilkerson. The other inside linebacker, number 30, Bo Massengill. Starting at outside linebacker for Monroe, number 4, Hunter Massengill. An outside linebacker, number 7, Arthur Roan. Starting at cornerback for the Trojans, number 1, Dathan Dickerson. At the other cornerback, number 24, Marlon Martin. And the starting safety for the Trojans is number 21, Damon Davis. And the head coach for Monroe is Mr. Eric Redmond. And now here come your 2014 Saline Hornets. Introducing the offensive starters for tonight's game. Starting at center, number 74, Dan Brody. Starting at guard, number 76, Brandon Brown. Starting at guard, number 75, Tyler Schran. Starting at tackle tonight, number 77, Mitchell Reddies. At the other tackle, number 79, Austin Buckley. Your starting tight end is number 81, Bryce Wilma. Starting at wide receiver, number 1, Cameron Cole. At wide receiver, number 7, Chris Mercer. Starting halfback tonight, number 6, Jeb Polka. Our running back, number 4, Kevin Gross. And starting at quarterback, number 5, Josh Jackson. In his third season as head coach of the Hornets is Mr. Joe Polka.
High school football following the Saline Hornets, 4-1. Tonight they host the team from Monroe, and I forgot their nickname. But I'm honored tonight for play-by-play. Ira is off this evening, tending to some personal situations. And we have Bruce Motti from the University of Michigan here tonight. He's going to tell you everything that's happening, and you'll just close your eyes and pretend. You don't have to pretend anything. You will just visualize it with the dulcet tones of Bruce Motti. Welcome, Bruce.
Al, thanks for having me today. Ira, I'm sitting in for Ira tonight, of course, at sundown for the Jewish religion is the start of Yom Kippur, and Ira is celebrating that. So for all of the fans who of the Jewish faith, have a happy celebration through Yom Kippur.
I don't know. Is the sun down?
It starts.
There's an official time.
There's an official time, and all I know, it's 1:30 to the start of the game at this point. So I don't know anything else besides an official time. Yeah, but anyways, Al, we got ourselves one heck of a football game coming up today because both teams are 4-1 in the SEC, and really, if you take a look at it, this is the championship game really for the Red Division, isn't it?
This could certainly be the championship game. Of course, there were 2 games last night in the Red Division. Huron High School, let's honor them tonight. They won a Southeast Conference game for the first time since I can ever remember.
There we go. Yeah.
Congratulations to Dottie Davis and her people over there at Huron as they beat Skyline 21-7. But the big game was down in Bedford where Temperance beat Pioneer 28-15 last night. So they stay in the race with 1 loss, but these teams have no losses in the red, and one of them's going to come away tied with Bedford.
Well, the game against Bedford, the Saline game against Bedford was really kind of, that was the precursor to this game, was it not, Al? Because when you take a look at it, it's Monroe, Temperance, Bedford, and Saline.
Yeah, actually, in my opinion, at the beginning of the year, and that shows what I know, I thought it was really a battle between Bedford and Saline. Bedford, the only team that beat Saline last year and beat them twice. They were the only 2 losses that Saline had last season. I thought that was going to be it, but I was amazed last week, as was Ira, at the way the Hornets took it to them and won that football game going away. So that really set this one up, where Monroe has played some pretty darn good football this year.
Well, you take a look right now, and Breen is setting the ball up at the 40-yard line for the opening kickoff. And back for Monroe is Isaiah Forrester and Marlon Martin Jr. And one thing is, you're going to see 2 different types of teams out there. You're going to see a spread team and a Delaware wing tee.
So my first prediction of the evening is nobody's going to return this, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20.
And there we go. You said
this ball might go over the goalpost.
So Breen has been quite a kicker here for Saline, and when you take a look at him, you're going to watch it as he boots the ball right now. The ball goes up into the end zone. Going back to catch it as it goes over the goal line was number 24. That was Martin. He catches it, but the ball come out to the 20-yard line, because in high school football, once that ball crosses the goal line, automatically they can't return it. So going out on the 20-yard line, Monroe will start off.
So we'll take a good look at this Delaware, what do you call it?
Delaware wing tee.
Delaware wing tee.
And I was talking to Coach Eric Redmond this week, and basically he started this in the early 90s when he was a defensive coordinator. He took a look because he wanted to find something a little bit different, and he found something different, and they've been working it a lot differently. The quarterback, by the way, is a gentleman named Travis Kellens. He is the quarterback from Monroe. In the back, right, he takes the handoff goes right up the middle, and that's going off to Dickerson. Dathan Dickerson is the guy that you're really going to want to watch. This guy has got a lot of speed. He plays both ways. Dickerson is their number 1 cornerback and on defense, and also their number 1 running back.
And the other thing that you have to look at, if he plays both ways, one of the things that Saline does, they don't have a lot of guys that go both ways. And they usually can wear down their opponents by the 4th quarter.
Take a look. 1 man in the backfield. Kellens calling the signals. Hands it on a sweep this time. The sweep goes over to number 3, and that's Stephen Blunt. As Blunt carries it over. Tackle that time by Brandon Baldus for Saline. There'll be 2nd down and about 6 to go. A little bit of a, it's kind of funny when you take a look because we were going to say they were going to just try to run the ball down Saline's mouth, but as you take a look, they're going to have to be sweeping in that first play. You can see what Redmond's trying to do. He is trying to get outside the defensive ends.
Well, and Saline has shown some weaknesses on the outside.
Handoff this time goes right back to number 1, and he's up the middle, and that's Dickerson one more time. Travis Brown makes the tackle, but Dickerson is just eating him up on two of the 3 plays right now as they move the ball out to the 49-yard line. It's 1st down in 10 at their own 49-yard line in 3 plays. This Delaware wing team, which is supposed to be slow, has already moved the ball 29 yards.
Well, what I've seen so far this year out of Saline, Bruce, is the fact that they start a little slow on defense. They make adjustments as it goes along, and they really toughen up as the latter half of the 2nd quarter on goes.
Kellums right behind center again. Right behind him is the running back, and he goes right again, and there it goes again to Dickerson. Dickerson spins up. He gets the ball for about 5-yard gain. This time he breaks it into Saline Hornet territory. The ball's at the 47-yard line. It'll be about we'll call it second and long 5. Saline coming in right now is, you take a look at it. Right now they're making a couple of changes. Going out real quickly is Wilkerson, their wide receiver. And they're playing with, this time they will have, in the slot will be number 3, and that'll be Stephen Blunt playing in the slot. Dickerson is behind Kellums again. He goes up the middle again to Dickerson, and the handoff this time goes to number 6. That was
actually went to Blunt.
That was Stephen Blunt.
Went in motion, and as he snapped the ball, he turned and handed it.
That was a very cool
play.
play.
Beat him around the corner, and he got a 1st down out to the 40-yard line.
Travis Brown makes the tackle, but again, they move the ball up to the 40-yard line for a gain of 7, so it's another 1st down for Monroe. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on 1290 WLBY. It is brought to you by Meyer. Meyer is proud supporter of Saline High School football. Once again, Kellums under center. Behind him is Dickerson. Handoff right to Dickerson. He goes nowhere this time. Tackle this time to Sean O'Keefe as he pulls him down for a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
This is the first actual long 2nd down play now that Monroe faces. And one of the things that happens is if you're a running team like this, it's tough to make up yardage. And if you go to the air, then I'll tell you, nobody has a better secondary in the Southeast Conference than the Hornets of Saline.
First downs are going to be important for Monroe all day. They're going to have to pick up that big yardage right off the bat. There's no doubt about it.
And they do not want to give the football to that high-powered Saline offense.
And it's second down and 11. Kellums again under center. And we're going to have a penalty over there. It's either going to be, let's see what we're going to see. Right now we had some movement on the right side. I don't know who went first.
I think he jumped.
Let's see what it's going to be called.
They're
going to call it. They're going to say that the defensive end jumped on that time. I thought possibly that it might Boskar might have jumped a little bit early, but they said that.
Well, I think he reacted to the young man crossing the line of scrimmage, and he backed up. But already that's the other rule in high school football: when you cross the line of scrimmage, they're going to throw the flag.
Yeah, there we go. 2nd and 6. So the loss of 1 yard has been negated by that 5-yard penalty. Second down, 6 yards to go. Kellums under center, Blunt in motion. Handoff goes to Dickerson. He is stopped right away, right at the offensive line. He gains maybe about a yard. Tackled that time by Chris Terrick.
And that brings up the first time now tonight that we're going to see a 3rd and some 5 yards.
3rd and 5.
It's not long, but yet it's the toughest situation they faced so far tonight. And this is a good challenge for the Hornets.
Well, let's see if we'll put the ball in the air this time. Let's see what type of arm Kellums might have.
I'm not betting on a pass.
You're betting? You're going to bet? We're going to be taking a look at Dickerson running the ball again? All right. Let's see what we got.
Dickerson or Blunt.
Handoff goes over, and it's a sweep this time to number 18. That would be number 17. I'm sorry, Grant Chappell. Stephen Slattery makes the tackle.
He takes it down now. It's 4th and short. Bruce had 3 yards to go.
And they're going to be going for it because right now they don't have kickers at this stage.
They're in no man's
land. They've got to go for it. Forrester, by the way, was the running back on that play as they try to sweep it around the left end. 4th and 3. Kellums again back in there.
They got Blunt in the slot this time. Let's see if he goes in motion.
No, this time Forrester goes in motion. Faked. Reverse pass, incomplete. That pass was going over to their tight end, number 87, Boskar. Basically what they had was everybody going one way, and he flipped back, tried to get a quick pass to the tight end, and went over his head. And Saline holds and gets the ball for the first time.
And with the way that ball was thrown, we see why they run the football a lot. That ball was not thrown very well.
No, it wasn't. No, it was
overshot totally.
7 minutes, 18 seconds left here in the first quarter. No score. We're watching the Saline Hornets coming on in a major game for them right now.
Their first possession, and they split them out there. They got it spread again.
And the spread there, Jackson takes the ball, throws the ball out quickly. Oh, and his pass goes over to number 81. That was Bryce Wolma, the tight end. He catches it and falls right to the ground. Gained him about 2 yards that time. Wolma is only a sophomore, but big kid. And as we were talking to former Michigan linebacker Chris Bone, he thinks that this young man has a future.
He has a D1 potential.
Yes, he does. That was kind of interesting. Once again, Jackson comes up, but he goes back into the spread. Of course, next to him is going to be Kevin Gross on his left. The ball sitting at the 36-yard line. About 2nd down, 7 to go.
I think we're going to see Gross this time, I think, on a slant.
Fake. Jackson fakes to Gross, and he is tackled immediately. Boskar's the first guy who gets him, number 87. And he did not take that fake. It was a fake to Gross. Jackson tried to keep her and was just buried under. He lost the 4 yards that they had gained, so it's now going to be 3rd down and 10. So already Saline is in that 3rd down position that you don't want to be in, 3rd and 10.
Well, they're lucky in the standpoint he got forward progress.
So here we go. Jackson is going to be all by himself in the backfield. Nobody back, everybody on the wide spots. Jackson takes a look. He tries to scramble. He gets around. He comes over to his right. He again comes back. He's going to be hit and taken down really quick. That's going to be done by Ryan Nunn. He's going to be lost for about 5 yards. The ball is going to go back to the 28-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and about 15, and they're going to have to punt.
Well, we'll see our first punt of the night now, and Saline's done a pretty good job this year punting the football.
Travis Brown is the punter.
Tend to get good rolls.
Travis Brown is the punter. Back for the two in the back for, the kick is off the side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds right around the 45-yard line of Monroe as he booted that one right off the side of his right side of his foot.
36-yard punt that time. Not one of the better ones we've seen out of Saline.
No, it's not. It's not the type of field position that you want to give this team.
They gave them good field position, as you mentioned. But I'll tell you what, that's as good an opening defensive performance I've seen against Saline this year. They not letting Josh Jackson out to run with the football. Josh Jackson, as you watch this game progress, will remind you of a young man down in Columbus, Ohio, named Braxton Miller.
Okay, Kellums again under center. Once again, Dickerson is behind him. Handoff goes wide over to Blunt. Blunt takes it outside. There's a penalty flag on the play as he gains about 7 yards. The penalty flag was thrown at the off at the line.
I think there was a hold in there.
Trent Tyson made the tackle. We'll go back. We'll take a look right now and where the positioning is. Al, I'm going to have to probably agree with you.
Well, I think they tackled the young man coming across the line for Saline that time.
There it is.
He had no chance. Otherwise, he would have had Blunt for about 3 yards.
That was an illegal block to the back. And as you're right, though, it did look like a tackle at that point. So the ball goes back another 10 yards. So it's going to be first down and 20 yards to go back at the 35-yard line.
Official wants a timeout.
Yeah, the side judge. The referees today, the referee is Brian Earl. The umpire is Jimmy Neal. Head linesman is Brian Bauer. Side judge is Ben Scott. Field judge is Alex Bade. And the back judge is Amy Pistone.
And I'll tell you what, Amy Pistone, I was told by athletic director Rob White, is an outstanding official. And she's in that position that I watch the most because that's how we figure out delay of the game because there's no play clock here at Saline.
Right now they're having a discussion as they're about ready to put the ball back into play. There is going to be they want a clock adjustment back to 5:04 as they put it back on the clock. First and 20 Monroe at their own 35-yard line. 5 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. No score. Beautiful night for football. I thought it was going to be a terrible night the way it started.
I thought it was going to rain.
Oh, we had a gorgeous night here. Again, Kellums under center. He fakes the ball twice. He's going to carry it. He's going to run it himself. He's up over the 45, gets up to around the 49-yard line, and he's pulled down real quickly that time by Tyrone Miller and Cal Kreiner. Big pickup that time. 15-yard pickup, and it's second down and 5.
They got it right to midfield. So they got the penalty yardage back and 5 more yards, and you got it right where you want it with your offensive playbook. You got it second down and 5.
You know, Al, you told me before the game they don't want to give the ball much to Saline. In the time of possession right now, you can really see that Monroe is taking it right to Saline in that category. Again, Kellums under center. Dickerson is in the lone set at the back. We have a jump open. Oh, very quick. Unfortunately, we had a jump that time. That was our
same young man on the far side.
A little bit.
Can't see the number.
That's Colin Payne, I think, who was jumped out there. Our defensive end on the left side. So that's going to put 5 yards. That gives first down to Monroe and puts them into Saline territory. No score. 4:09 left here in the first quarter.
You know how you know when you got a good officiating crew, Bruce, is when it's second down and 5 and they get a 5-yard penalty. They don't bring the things out for a measurement. They give them the first down.
Well, it's easy, though, when you got the big, thick lines, though, too,
That's
Al.
right.
even when I refereed, big, thick lines were easier to find than the other ones. Okay, Kellums again. Dickerson behind him. Handoff goes to Dickerson right up the middle, and he keeps the ball for a good gain of about 6 yards. Tackle that time by Brian Picknell was the Saline player who pulled him down. He's getting right into that secondary. They're blowing through that offensive line.
Yeah, let's give some real credit there to this Monroe offensive line. They are opening up some holes in the middle there. But I think that's something that happened last week also, and Saline has ways of adjusting to those.
Just 3:10 left here in the first quarter, second down and 5. Handoff looks like it goes to Blunt, or is that Dickerson? That's Dickerson again, and he gains about 6 yards that time, and he gets another first down. Tackle that time by Travis Brown. So the ball goes down to the 34-yard line. It's first down and 10 with just over 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
And
Monroe is moving from right to the left on your radio dial.
south to north.
South to north. I can only go right versus left. That's why
I have trouble with that one.
Okay. They took Blunt out at this time. They put in a wide receiver, and so they got one wide receiver flanked way to the left. Kellens is behind center. Handoff comes this time, and it's going over to number 10. And he gets smacked very hard. That's Forrester. Isaiah Forrester is making a lot of plays right now. Tyrone Miller is a pretty good player, and he made the tackle there. Tell us a little bit about Miller.
Well, what I can tell you about Miller is that every time they throw in his direction, he either intercepts it or makes a great defensive play to bat it down. And when he does intercept it,
he's got
Katie
speed.
by the door. He's gone.
That was a 5-yard gain that time for Forrester. He picks it up, 2nd and 5, ball's at the 29-yard line.
As I mentioned earlier, too, Coach Redmond for Monroe said that when Miller was a sophomore, he thought he was the best player on defense in the SEC.
Kellums again behind center, Blunt in motion. Handoff goes right up the middle to Dickerson. He gains about 5 yards. Looks like he's got about the first down as he pulls it close to the 29. I don't know where they're going to mark a tackle that time.
They're not going to give it to him, I don't think.
No, they're going to give him 4 yards, they say. So it's 3rd down and 1. Slattery with the tackle. Minute 35 left here in the first quarter. No score for the Monroe Saline game. Both teams 4-1 in the Southeast Red Division. And Al, as you pointed out, this might be the game for the championship. So we got 3rd down and 1. 2 down territory there for these guys, though, too. Blunt in motion. Quarterback sneak right from Kellums. He just pulls it up. He gains about 1 yard or 2 yards. He gets the first down.
Well, we got 1 minute and 15 to go, Bruce, and Saline's had the ball for 3 offensive plays.
Brandon Baldus made that tackle. And that's the type of Eric Redmond wanted.
That's what Eric wanted. That's right.
Eric Redmond. There's a big difference between Eric Redmond and Joe Palka. Palka is in his 3rd year here at Saline, and Redmond has been coaching football for almost 36 years. Yeah, so he's been around a while.
And Polka's the modern-day coach versus the old knock-'em-down coach.
Kellens again behind center. He drops back to pass. He takes a look around. He's going to be tackled back there for a loss. Coming in that time real fast, number 40 was John Roth. Roth had a beautiful play that time. He was able to lasso him behind the line of scrimmage. Big loss that time for Monroe. They're going to give him, of course, forward progress, but that's still almost a 7-8 yard loss.
He tried to get that ball. Tried to pass that ball off at the end there and almost got away with it, except the official called him already down. His knee had hit the ground. Had it not, that might have been a pretty good broken play for Monroe.
2nd down, 19 yards. Forrester now going off the field for Monroe. 2nd down, 19 yards to go. The ball is on the 32-yard line of the Saline Hornets. Kellens again, Blunt in motion. He fakes. Hands the ball off to Dickerson. Dickerson tries to spin. He can't get anywhere this time, though. He's stopped that time very quickly by Grant Ellis and, of course, Brian Picknell. Both stopped him. That'll be the last play of the first quarter. With the score, Monroe nothing, Saline nothing. We're here at Saline High School. This game, by the way, is brought to you by LaFontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Saline, and also brought to you by Wendy's, home of the new barbecued pulled pork.
Okay, we got to take this break now between the periods. We'll be right back with second quarter action right after these words.
This year's equestrian team defeated Manchester for the District 10 Division A championship, and this past weekend they won the Region E championship in Mason. Next week, they will compete at the MIHA State Championships in Midland. The team consists of captains Ellie Schwingel, Sophie Troika, Sarah Gardinsky, senior Emily Hunter, junior Alex Case, sophomores Haley Ruth and Elise Santees, and freshmen Maggie Finn, Allison Lissy, and Courtney Lucas. Congratulations to all our riders for all their accomplishments this year. Third down and 17 for the Trojans as we start the second quarter.
Saline High School, Saline Monroe, third down 17. Al, this is a big play. I think they might have to put this ball in the air this time.
And I think this just is what Saline wants them to do.
No, they didn't. The handoff this time goes to Dickerson. He went up the middle. He gets a big gain of about 18 yards. First down, tackle by Travis Brown, and the fake went to the pass, and then he turned around. He handed it off to Dickerson, who was standing there almost on a delayed type of a draw type of play, and that ball went up, and that was a big, big play. The ball's all the way down the 12-yard line.
And they do not want Saline to get their hands on this football.
No, they're not. They're doing a great job of that. Kellens is doing a great job moving this team, and kid Dickerson is doing outstanding as a running back right now. Kellens, again, under center. Hands the ball off to Dickerson. Dickerson goes for about 2-3 yards. He was hit really quick that time, though. The ball gets down to about the 10-yard line.
That gives them exactly 100 yards on the ground already, Bruce.
Oh, that's it. They are just eating up the clock and eating up the yardage.
They've run 19 plays, 18 of them on the ground, and Saline's had the ball for 3 plays for -6 yards.
Second down, 8 yards to go at the 10-yard line.
One thing's for sure, Bruce, the offense for Saline's not getting worn out.
Not at this point. No, they're not. Back in, it's the Delaware wing tee, something you don't see very often and you don't see in college anymore.
Well, you get the right guy running it.
And there's the handoff, goes right to Dickerson again. Dickerson up the middle. He gets to about the 7-yard line. Tackle that time by Steven Slattery. It'll be third down, I'm sorry, at this time. It'll be third down and about 5 yards to go.
3rd and 5, and it's a situation here now where Saline's really got to buckle down. I am very impressed with the elusiveness of these running backs. The offensive line opens up a nice hole, but then they earn 3 or 4 more yards as they get through that.
Well, Dickerson has good speed. He knows how to run the ball. He had 144 yards in his last game. Yeah, I think he might be over that now. Handoff this time goes on the outside. He's going over to, that looked like Forrester, and he got stopped. Forrester got stopped by Grant Ellis.
He might have lost a couple.
So it's 4th down. Now we're going to see what type of kicking game they have.
Well, I got to tell you, that
didn't look it.
They have to kick it. I would think you have to kick it in this kind of football.
Well, all right now,
I don't see the kicker in it.
No, and I was watching before the game, and I did not see any soccer-style kicker. Okay. So I don't know what the distance
Kellens is over there. He got the play personally.
Yes. He's been getting the play personally on all of them. It's kind of interesting.
Took a little longer this time.
I think so. On a 4th down. We're going to see how this is all going to go. 4th and 4.
I think they're going to throw a little pass here.
Well, we'll see. Dickerson is the lone back. Kellens will probably hands the ball to Dickerson. Dickerson right up the middle. He gets down to about the 2-yard line. I think he might get a first down. Travis Brown made the tackle, but that's a first down. I'm going to tell you, this Dickerson kid has really impressed me.
You know what? They've already run 3 minutes off the clock here in the second quarter.
Oh. Last week, I watched a young man named David Cobb against Michigan blow holes in that defense, and today Dickerson is doing pretty much the same for Monroe.
He really is. Saline's going to have to find an answer to this running game, and the extra yardage that the backs get after they're approached.
In motion to the tight end. Handoff goes to Dickerson. Dickerson goes into the end zone. Touchdown. That was a 3-yard run, and Dickerson puts Monroe up 6-0. 8:44 left in the second quarter, and Saline has only had the ball for 3 offensive plays.
They ran the ball twice for a -9 yards, and they had 1-for-1 passing for 2 yards.
Well, let's see if they go for 2 or kick the extra point. Okay, well, they are going to kick the extra point. And guess who?
Dickerson,
what else is new? Maybe that's why they can't kick.
Yeah, he's tired from running.
So Dickerson holding the ball will be Hunter Massengill. Massengill takes the snap. Kick, no good.
That's why they don't kick.
That's why they don't. Tyrone Miller getting credit for the block on that kick. So with 8:44 left in the half, Monroe takes a 6-0 lead over Saline.
Hornets 0.
Dickerson was tired from that hard 2-yard run.
He had to hesitate on that. The snap came, and by the time the ball, Dickerson had already moved. He kind of did the hesitation, and by that time it looked, when he popped it up, it looked like a Phil Mickelson, pop shot. So it was, pretty much, it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Well, here comes the real test now, Bruce. And Saline's going to get a chance again now to get the football. Only the second time in the game they've had the football. But they've got to do something with it. They've got to gain some yardage. So I think you're going to see Josh Jackson do a few moves with the football here. They're going to offset that hard rushing defensive line. And I don't think they're going to be too interested in running the football.
Stevie Keiss and Jeff Polka are deep here.
I'm guessing these guys do not kick it into the end.
No, I'm going to say that. Kicking the ball this time for Monroe is number 36, Donnie Wades. I'll make that Demetrius Adams. And the kick, it's up, it's high. Kick goes down to Colt. No, it's Keiss. Keiss picks it up. He takes the ball from about the 20-yard line, gets it up to about the 37-yard line. Gave him about 17 yards.
Good field position for the Hornets to start now. Now they got to do something on first down. They can't be taking the losses that they've been taking.
They're going to make it 38-yard line. But let's see what they're going to do. And
now they're going to put it on
37 again. So I'm not going to argue with them.
I don't think they knew where they knew where they wanted to put it.
Josh Jackson. Nope. Tyson's in at quarterback.
Now.
Okay, so we've got a change in quarterbacks already. Tyson goes up under center, taking a look around. He's looking at Paul, seeing what to call. Goes back into the spread formation. Ball on one side. He keeps the ball. Tyson keeps the ball. He runs to the right. He goes up over the 50-yard line. He keeps on running. Goes out of bounds. Finally pushed out by Dickerson at the 43-yard line of Monroe. Big run that time for Tyson as he picked up almost 20 yards on that play.
What they've done all season, Bruce, is they have alternated the quarterbacks all season long. Last week was the first time that any quarterback played a majority of the game, and that's because Tyson fumbled in the first series. And Josh Jackson came in and played the rest of the game.
He's all by himself. Passes the ball out to Polka, who was on the roll. Polka is tackled immediately that time by number 20, Carson Clark. Clark had read that play really well. That was a swing pass that time coming out to the left side.
It's a very well-prepared Monroe football team, Bruce.
Yes, it is. Jalen Wilkerson, made that tackle. By the way, Wilkerson is one heck of a linebacker for Monroe. You're going to be calling his name a lot. Tyson's still up there. All of a sudden, there's flag going in.
Nobody from Saline moved, so it's got to be offside, I believe, on Monroe, which will give them a 2nd and 5, which is what they wanted in the first place.
5-yard penalty, so that moves it 2nd down and 5. Ball goes to the 38-yard line. Tyson's still in at the quarterback. Next to him, Gross as the running back. Goes back to pass, throws it very quickly outside to Wolma, the tight end. He is brought down very fast by Marlon Martin. He gained about 7 yards. That's a first down.
First down of the game for the Hornets.
Second. Tyson made the run the first time.
Oh, that's right.
So it's the second first down.
Forgot about that one already.
Well, I'm going to keep those first downs at least for him.
Well, that happened 30 seconds ago. That's when
handoff goes to Gross. Gross up the middle. He gets the ball. He breaks one tackle. Gets into the secondary. Goes down for another first down. Gains about 12 yards on that play. Kevin Gross, what a nice run on that time. He broke one tackle right at the line. He was able to go right up the middle and get into that secondary.
Well, that's what Gross does best. And when he's healthy, he does that kind of thing. He missed the first game totally, and I think that's the biggest reason that they lost to Mona Shores.
That was the only loss of the season for Saline. Again, Tyson back there, Gross to his left. They're in the shotgun. Nope. Now we got an offside call one more time as they're getting a little bit anxious. That was Alec Marchese who jumped. That's another 5 yards against them.
Well, as good as that first defensive series was for Monroe, this one has been just on the opposite end of that.
They moved bad because they moved the ball quickly because it was at the 8-minute, 10-second mark where they scored the touchdown. It's already 7:27 left. Passes out to the right this time. He throws the ball to Pelka. Pelka breaks one tackle. He breaks another tackle, keeps going into the 5, down to the 2, down to the 1-yard line. Pollica with a great
They're
play.
not going to call that a hold.
Hunter Massengill made the tackle, but there is a flag at the 13-yard line, and right now Saline is coming back. They're walking back.
Boy, that I don't know about that call. I thought it was a pretty good block. He called it in the back and
block in the back. Got to watch out there, Al. We got Dick Honig looking at the official standing right next to me, and I don't need him to hit me. So.
You know, well, he's never been too good either. So what's the difference?
Dick Honig, of course, one of our good friends, sitting back here taking a look at the officials right now. And now we've got ourselves a first down, 13 yards.
That's kind of like the blind leading the blind.
It is. Tyson, he's got the behind there. Tyson's got it. Gross is next to him. Tyson looking into Pollica to see if he can know what the call's going to be. Gross moves over to his right. Tyson back to pass, looks, he throws the ball into the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown. That is Bryce Wolma, the tight end that we talked about.
We talked about him before the game, having D1 potential, and there he is. And
that was a great pass that time by Tyson. He left that ball fly very, very well. Tyson tossed that one.
Well, it'll be interesting now, Bruce, when Saline gets the ball on offense against two quarterbacks.
Yes.
Do they continue to alternate, or has Tyson proved that he's going to play along?
The extra point this time, the extra point is good. Seven to 6. As Ben Stankovic makes the extra point. 6 minutes, 51 seconds left in this half. 7 to 6, Saline leads. I want to remind you that this game is brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is a proud supporter of Saline High School football. And also brought to you by LaFontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Saline. And by Wendy's, home of the new barbecue pulled pork sandwich. You are listening to the Wendy's High School Game of the Week on 1290 WLBY. And don't forget that you want to listen to A View from the Backfield, the JMO Show, starring Jamie Morris, every Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. on the brother station of the Sports Talk. That's 1050 AM WTKA. Well, when you get Jamie going, my God, I tell you, I'm surprised that show's only 2 hours. It should be longer with Jamie.
Well, he comments on one thing, because it takes the whole show for him to explain it.
No.
So I don't know if you caught it in the Ann Arbor News last week, but Dick Honig, they had a very good article on him in there. He answered a lot of questions pretty directly, and I found out what referees do.
No. It's, I'll tell you, what I've always liked about refs is they're the ones that, if they do a great job, you never see them.
That's right.
And,
absolutely right.
And there's a long kick. One more time. Boy, that kid's got a great. Green's got an unbelievable leg. He puts that one out of the end zone again.
Well, talking to Lloyd Carr about how the coaching game has changed, reading that article that Dick Honig did with the interview, the refereeing game has changed a lot too. With the replay booth, that's a whole new aspect, and I just love the replays in college football versus the NFL.
It is interesting. We were talking about, I was with Ed Hood, former Michigan baseball player the other day. We were talking about the replays in baseball. I said I missed the Earl Weavers, though. The theater is missing.
Well,
okay.
We had it early in the year when the manager at Boston argued about the replay call.
Kellums with the ball. He goes up. He goes over. He rolls to his left. Comes back. He's under pressure.
There was
he comes
a block
to the right.
In the back,
Here he goes, and he is brought down about the 1 yard line, and that is brought down by John Ropp. Ropp brings him down for about a gain of 1. So a second down and 9.
I thought that was a severe block in the back.
It's interesting, but the block in the back, and I'll ask Dick later, but it has to be, you can block somebody in the back how many yards from either side of the line of scrimmage? It's like 3 yards, isn't it?
Yes, but he was way back in the backfield that time.
Kellums again, he's got it. Gets the ball from the center, hands the ball off to number 3, and that's Blunt. Blunt just is hammered that time, and that's Brandon Baldus who makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
He got him right by the shoulder pad, and he had no chance, nowhere to go.
Great tackle by Baldus on that one. Third down, 9 yards to go, and this is a great defensive showing by Saline on this.
They've got to stop him here. They've got to force a punt.
Well, who hasn't run the ball on this one? Dickerson.
He's tired from the extra point.
We're going to see. I got a funny feeling you're going to see somehow that ball get Dickerson.
Is he back in there?
Dickerson is behind Kellums. He's the lone back. Blunt is to the left. Handoff goes to Blunt. Blunt comes inside. He runs inside. He's tackled at that point, though, before he gets it by John Ropp. Gain of about 7 yards, but that's still a couple of yards short. So the ball is at the 29-yard line. Kleiner also in the tackle, so it's now 4th down and 2.
And decision time over on the Monroe side.
Now, since we don't have a scouting on this, Al, I'm going to have to say this. I don't think they've got a kicking game because it's 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way they run the football and what they've showed us so far tonight, if they can't make this yard, they don't deserve it anyway.
4th down and 1. The ball's on their own 29-yard line. 4:45 left in this half. 7-6. Saline leads.
Gutsy
call. Kellens is holding the ball. He did a quarterback sneak the last time. Let's see for the first down. Let's see what he's going to do it again.
Watch. They're never going to snap it.
Blunt stands straight up. They're just holding on. Center moved, by the way, that time. And
they threw
the flag.
Yes, he did.
The center moved, and he caught it. They threw the flag. That'll be 5 yards.
And that's too bad because they were pretty close to just getting the delay call.
Yeah, that's illegal procedure.
Doesn't matter.
So that moves the ball back to about the 24-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and 6 yards to go. And
they're discussing it way too long.
Well, Redmond and Kellens.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Now you got to kick it. Come on. You're going to go on 4th and 6 from the 24-yard line?
Well, let's see. Nope.
No.
They're going to bring in the punting game.
All right, got a couple out-of-town scores. The three in the white division out-of-town scores coming in here early. Ypsilanti's jumped on Adrian 14-0 in the first quarter. Dexter and Tecumseh tied at 3. That's pretty good for Dexter. And Lincoln is leading Chelsea 14-7. Lincoln they're the defending champions in that white division. And they may be on their way to another championship.
Bozar is the punter. Way back there is Cal Kreiner. He's going to be the return man.
He's returned 2 for touchdowns already this year.
High snap. Tries to get the punt away. He does. Kreiner is going to get it around the 35-yard line. He does. He gets around one tackle, spins upfield, and he is tackled very quickly, though, at about the 43-yard line. Tackle that time was made by, of course, Nathan Cutterman.
Good coverage that time by Monroe.
He barely got that punt away, though.
Because he is, I'll tell you what, that young man has returned. We've seen him return 2 of them already this year for touchdowns, and a third one that was called back on a late delay of the game.
Well, 3 minutes, 52 seconds left here in the first half. 7-6 is the score. Saline leading. And the last drive, they've only had 2 drives. 1-3,
right.
one for 3 plays, one for about 8 plays. There it is, Tyson throwing the ball out of bounds. That ball will not be caught. Oh, yeah, he did. He said he got the foot in. He did a great job. He had that 1 foot. He kind of held that 1 foot. Monahan had that ball right down there at the 47-yard line.
Monahan was very smart on that play. He just planted his foot there at the 47-yard line and wasn't going to move it until he caught the football.
And he caught the ball. The ball was really out of bounds when he caught it, but his foot was in bounds. Tyson went in there. Gross back there as his only running back. He's in the shotgun. Of course, the spread is what Joel Polka uses here for the Hornets.
Got a whole host of coaches throwing signals out there.
Yeah, okay. Hannah Tyson gives it over to Gross. Gross up the middle. He gets the ball all the way to about the 38-yard line. Another big gain that time. Tackled by Jalen Wilkerson, the big linebacker for Monroe.
That was only the 10th play, though, that they ran on offense in this football game.
7-6 is the score. Only 3 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the half. Tyson now looking in for the call. Get back into the spread. Gross to his left. Handoff goes to Gross. Gross goes up the middle. Good run up the middle. He gets great blocking and great push from the offensive line. Gains about 7 yards. Tackled once again by Wilkerson. Ball is all the way down to the 33-yard line, or 30, yeah, we'll call it the 33. 2nd down and 4 yards to go. 3 minutes left in the half. Tyson getting the majority of the calls after the first set of downs where Josh Jackson ran the ball for was the quarterback for 3 plays. Tyson back to pass, throws it out this time, and that looks like that was Pelka who made the catch. Pelka makes the catch over at the 19-yard line and was pushed off out of bounds very quickly. Pelka, of course, more of an H-back.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
In that
he can kill you with the run. He'll come across in motion and take the handoff on the run, or he's a receiver.
Great job that time by Pelka. Good catch. Another first down again. Tyson looking in for the signals. Calls are being made from the sidelines. Gross at the left. Ball is sitting right now at the 19-yard line. It's first down and 10 yards to go. Tyson, it's an option type of play. Passes it off to Gross. And ain't going anywhere. In fact, it's going to lose 2 yards. That one set up a little bit slow and looked like they let him out a little bit to the wide side. Jalen Wilkerson again. Okay, so I'm calling Wilkerson and Dickerson all day for this Monroe team. Those two guys are really standout players for Monroe.
I'm officially calling that a completed forward pass because he did throw it forward.
Well, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say he optioned it.
He optioned it forward.
Al and I are arguing over the official scoring. 2:15 left. Tyson back to pass. He throws it up over the middle. Wide open. Oh, great catch by number 6. That Pelka again. Oh, what a catch. What a catch. Up the middle. Pelka went up high, grabbed it. It almost looked like he was fumbling it up a little bit in the air.
Well, I don't think he had control. He had to bat it around like a volleyball
and then brought it in. So that was a 21-yard touchdown pass, and it makes the score 13-6. Tyson up with the kick, and Stankovic puts it through. 14-6 left. 14-6 is the score. Saline leads with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. 2 fantastic drives. And you said, Al, early on that once they get settled, they become a better football team.
They do. And what gets stronger as the game goes along that we've seen all season long, Bruce, is the defense gets tougher as the game goes on. And we've seen that here after that first couple series that Monroe totally dominated the time of possession. Now Saline has come back, settled in, and they've moved the football very well. They scored at 6:51 to go. They scored at 2:08 to go. And don't kid yourself, they may not be done yet.
14-6. It's going to be interesting. Big game. Both teams 4-1 in the SEC Red Division. And
now my next prediction
is
ball will be at the 20-yard line.
You know what? I'm going to.
This young man just kicks it out of there every time.
Green is quite a kicker.
He is.
He is quite a kicker.
He's a junior.
He's got the Adidas Lime shoes.
Yes, he does.
Get ready for the kick. Green gets it up, puts it out, and that ball is going to go 8 yards deep into the end zone.
Closer. I wondered there for a minute if it was going to make it, but it did.
The 2014 Michigan football season continues tomorrow night as Wolverines are on the road for their first ever matchup with Rutgers. Kickoff tomorrow night is at 7 o'clock. Your game day coverage starts at 3 p.m. with the KeyBank Countdown to kickoff on Brother Station Sports Talk Radio 1050 WTKN.
And nobody could be happier that they're going to play football than the administration at the University of Michigan.
I'm retired now, so.
No, but believe me.
I'm retired.
Believe me, they're ready to play a football game.
Kellums again. Kellums this time is in. He was in the shotgun this time. Handoff this time is quickly. Dickerson gets it again, and Kreiner makes the tackle. But they went from the shotgun this time, kind of moving it up. Yep, first time they went to the shotgun. That was a 6-yard gain. Second 4 balls at the 26-yard line. Minute 45 left here in the half. Saline leading 14-6. Now he goes back under center. Kellums under center. Dickerson behind him. Handoff this time. Looks like the counter play, but it goes to Blunt. Yes, it was.
An excellent defense by the middle
part
of that lineup.
Brandon Baldus with the tackle.
And that's what Saline does. They just get better at that as the game goes on.
There's a timeout on the field. Saline is calling the timeout right now because it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
They want
the ball back. They want the ball back. You're definitely right.
And what you don't want to do if you're Monroe is you don't want to give them that football back.
No.
Because they can strike quickly.
You're listening to the Wendy's High School Game of the Week on 1290 WLBY. Brought to you by Meyer. Meyer is proud to support Saline High School football. It's also brought to you by LaFontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Saline and by Wendy's, home of the new barbecue pulled pork sandwich. I want to tell you, when you take a look at this team, I mean, this team is just getting better and better. Are they getting better and better in every game? Because they're getting better and better every down.
Well, that's what they've been doing all year. And I'll tell you what, they look very good in that Muskegon Mona Shores game.
Yeah.
And had they had their running game in that game, it would have been a different story.
Well, let's see what happens here. We got a third down play. Kalamazoo goes back under center. Dickerson, of course, the lone one. He fakes. He rolls out to his left. He throws the ball quickly. It's going to go over his head. And that ball is, almost intercepted that time by Miller. But Tyrone had it in his hands.
A lot of guts to throw it towards Miller's side.
I think he was running before he had the ball.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. You don't throw Miller's direction, but now with 1:23, they're going to get the football back. And that could be the turning point play of the game. We'll see what
down
they do
and
with
2.
it.
They're going to have 2 timeouts left. Bozar is going to be doing the punting. Kreiner is the deep man. He's
They're
standing
short a player, are they not?
No, he's counting up right now. Yep.
Yeah, he's
Gonna have to call a timeout.
There we
There
go.
they go. Well, they got some timeouts they can use, and I think
Found
they're
the
going
guy.
to do it right
They
now.
found somebody.
They're calling the timeout.
Yeah,
they would have had a delay of game. They had easily timeouts to burn. They had 3 timeouts left. So
now, a coach with the experience that Eric Redmond has.
yes,
he could be ploying this whole thing for the fake punt here.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Make him think we're all confused.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Eric Redmond's going to go back into that locker room and he's going to talk to his coaches to figure out what they're going to have to do to counter the Saline attack. Because Saline is moving the ball. They have not had the ball more than 3 drives.
No, but what he really has to do in the locker room is figure out on offense how to keep the football like they did in the early part of the first quarter and early in the second quarter.
And they kept the football in that first drive by a kid named Dickerson running up and down.
Ypsilanti has now jumped out in front of Adrian, 35-0 down there in Adrian. So the Grizzlies are on their way to a big win, and I'm going to take a guess, and I'll read it in the paper tomorrow, that Marquise Smith has scored 3 or 4 touchdowns for them. Well, that young man is fantastic.
Is he
if
really,
you have a
really
chance to watch him play, he's a sophomore.
All right, Kreiner sitting back at his own 38-yard line. Bozar is going to be doing the punting. He'll get it away around the 22-yard line. Quickly, 2-step time this time. Ball lands around the 50-yard line, and it looks like it bounces back. It's going to be stopped there by Monroe and downed at the 45-yard line of Monroe. So basically, that was a 24-yard kick at that time.
I'll tell you right now, 1 minute and 13 seconds is an eternity for this offensive team.
And they've got 2 timeouts. I'm going to tell you this Saline team has really impressed me after that first drive. They've come in and they are really putting it together.
They have a ton of offensive weapons.
They got
high school football.
Well, right now, watch this. They've got three receivers flanked to the left. Tyson, the quarterback, he looks, he throws. Pass comes over very quickly over to Chris Mercer. Mercer gets it, and he is knocked out of bounds very quick by Jalen Wilkerson.
That was a bubble screen set up perfectly. One more block, and he would have had a lot more yardage on it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he threw it back on out, and that bubble screen was very good. Now they're going to, the wide side of the field, the ball at the hash mark at the left. 3 are going to be flanked out way to the right. This time, Dyson takes the ball. He goes straight up the middle, and he's tackled real quickly that time by Nathan Cutterman.
And it's a good thing they got a hold of his ankles there because he had another good 15, 20 yards in front of him.
Another first down, though. They got the first down because the last pass was for 9 yards. This pickup was for about 5. There's 50 seconds left to go here in the first half. Ball is on the 34-yard line. First down and 10 for Saline. They got 2 timeouts left. Tyson rolls to his right, taking a look, throws on out there really quickly, and I love it how dark it gets out here because you can't see the wide receiver. But I'm going to say it's Pelka. Nope. That's Cole Cameron. Cameron Cole, and knocked out of bounds immediately at the 24-yard line.
So they did not give him the first down.
No, 9-yard pickup, 2nd and 1, 44 seconds left. 3 receivers flanked out to the left. Tyson has the ball. He now rolls to the left, looks, passes quickly over to Pelka. Pelka has the ball, and I don't know where he stepped out of bounds at the 22.
Well, he got the first down.
He got the first down.
He made sure he had the first down and then stepped out to stop the clock with 38 seconds.
He's a coach's kid. He better do it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and his brother Tyler, who quarterback here, is down there.
Yeah.
He's helping out with some of the coaching here, and I'm sure he's advising his little brother what to do.
So they're flopping as the ball is at the hash mark to the left. Tyson goes under center, then goes back, drops back into the shotgun. Gross is to his left. Tyson takes a look, passes quickly over to Gross, but that ball was over his head.
You know what, Bruce? That's the first incomplete pass for this league tonight. They've thrown the ball 11 times now. 10 straight completions.
Bozar, by the way, from Monroe, really read that play extremely well because if Gross would have caught it, he would have gone. It might have been better that that pass dropped because there's 35 seconds to stop the clock. Tyson back to pass, throws it quickly over the middle. That looks like Warmer, the tight end that time. He's running upfield. He gets it in. And he dives to the end zone.
He got in, yeah.
They give him touchdown.
I don't think he stepped out.
No. Bryce Wolma, that kid is big. Cutting over the middle, takes that pass, ran it down the left sidelines, and then dived into the end zone for the touchdown. 27 seconds left, and all of a sudden on that 22-yard pass play, the Saline Hornets now go up 20-6.
That is a third straight 21-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that's
Can you
not me.
believe that?
Yeah.
All 3 have been 21-yard touchdowns.
If they had 2 numbers in the lottery, I'd pick it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the kick, the extra point, and the kick is good.
I told you when there was a minute, or 2:08 when they scored. Don't be surprised if they don't get down there again.
21-6. And since that first drive, Monroe has not been able to get back into Saline territory. The ball has been back in the territory, back in their own territory for the rest of the half.
If you recall back about eons ago at 7:15 in the evening, I told you they went over the 100-yard mark on rushing.
Right.
They now have 122.
So with my quick math, that means they've only gained 22 more yards, Al?
That's pretty good.
There we go.
You must have gone to Michigan too, huh?
Western Michigan grad, as Marty Barden said, our spotter today.
Okay,
By the way, we better give Marty all the credit in the world.
Marty, we'll give Marty credit because he's standing for this whole thing.
He's standing for it, and on top of that, Marty is doing the spotting tonight. Marty Bodner, of course, former associate athletic director and basketball player for the Wolverines.
And of course, we don't know a darn thing. He can point to anybody on the sheet.
I know, but he's doing
a
great job. There's the kick. The kick this time it's going to be at the 1-yard line.
Good thing I didn't predict.
No, and this time it did. He goes to the 1-yard line, goes up on the sideline. Going to be a long run. Oh! And he is yanked down that time. And I'm trying to get the return man. I'm sorry about that. That looked like Bo Massengill.
Yeah.
Bo Massengill took it at the 1. Alex Richards was the one who stopped him, and he got him at about the 48-yard line. That was a return of 47 yards.
Yeah, they weren't in a big hurry to knock it. I think they wanted the clock to run. Is why he didn't put his foot into it that time.
Yeah, it might have been.
Or it might not have been Breen. They do use a second kicker, but it was Breen.
It was Breen. Yeah, we got a penalty, though. There's a penalty on the play, so we got a holding penalty. Now they're going to bring the ball all the way back. So the ball is going to go inside the spot of the foul.
About the 10-yard line.
It's going to be at the 10-yard line. So though the ball did not go out of the end zone, the ball placement for Saline is going to be better placed.
Better field position.
Yep.
Well, this is where if Monroe is really smart now, they put the ball on the ground and they go to the locker room.
They're going to have to. There's no way they can do it else.
I've seen it too many times already this year where somebody puts it in the air and they run it back for a touchdown just like that.
Well, Kellums is going to be.
And that's the last thing Monroe needs.
Kellums is under center. Dickerson is the lone back. Hand off to Dickerson, and he gains about 5-6 yards. That's about it. Clock is running out. There's about 10 seconds left. That'll be the last play of the half. We're going to halftime with the score. Saline 21, Monroe 6. We'll take this back
The score, the Saline Hornets 21, Monroe Trojans 6.
And let's take a break. As the score with 21-6, we'll take a break and be back at Saline in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your 2014 Saline High School Marching Band. Our show this fall pays tribute to two of the greatest piano rockers of all time, Billy Joel and Sir Elton John. We begin tonight with drum major Tyler Connors leading the band in the music of Billy Joel. Here is We Didn't Start the Fire and Piano Man. He continues to be one of the most influential musicians in the world. His infectious melodies and poignant lyrics are timeless. We continue our tribute with a medley of two of Billy Joel's greatest hits, featuring trumpet soloist Ben Robson. Here is My Life and Only the Good by Robin. pretty good musician to be knighted by the Queen of England, and Sir Elton John has certainly lived up to that reputation. We begin our salute to our second piano rocker with drum major Matt Eby on the podium. Here is Elton John's 1973 hit, Crocodile Rock. Our next Elton John selection features trumpet soloist Maggie McCarran and color guard soloist Sarah Massey and Katherine Hines in one of the most beautiful ballads ever written. And now, you can tell everybody, this is your song. We close tonight by featuring the outstanding Saline drumline and Elton John's rocking salute to everybody's favorite night of the week. Here's Saturday Night's All Right. And now, join us in the Saline High School fight song. And if you bought a 50-50 ticket, get your ticket ready. We're going to hold the 50-50 raffle in just 1 minute. The jackpot tonight in our 50-50 raffle is $158. And this jackpot goes to the holder of ticket number 9331918. That's 9331918. If you have ticket number 9331918, you are a jackpot winner in today's 50-50 raffle. Please report to the press box to claim your winnings. The Hornet Club has also held a raffle tonight for a t-shirt. We have 3 winners of the Hornet Club t-shirt. Our first winner holds ticket number 5012405. That's ticket number 5012405. You want a t-shirt, you can report to the patio to collect your winning t-shirt. Our second t-shirt goes to the person holding ticket number 5012317. That's 5012317. You won a t-shirt on the patio. And the third lucky winner is holding ticket number 5012414. That's 5012414. Report to the patio, collect your t-shirt. We have a winner in tonight's 50-50 raffle. Our winning ticket was held by Kelly Whitley of Saline. Congratulations, Kelly.
Bruce Monetti, along with Al Fellhauer and Marty Bodner as our spotter, and Mike Pickett as our engineer. Fellhauer, of course, a great analyst today, helping me out. You're listening to the Wendy's High School Game of the Week on 1290 WLBY AM. Brought to you by Meyer. Meyer is proud to support Saline High School football. Brought to you by LaFontaine Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Saline. And brought to you by Wendy's, home of the new barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. What happened?
Why don't you review the scoring?
In the scoring,
there,
very quick, Dickerson for Monroe opened it up on a 4-yard run with 8:44 left in the first quarter. The extra point by Dickerson was no good. It was 6-0 Monroe.
That was an 87-yard drive, by the way.
And then they held it. And then in the first two drives, they gained over 100 yards rushing. And then it came out, it was all Saline. It was Tyson to Walma on a 21-yard pass with 6:51 left in the half. Then Tyson to Jeb Pelka with a great juggling catch in the end zone at 2:08 left to make the score 14-6. And then, of course, Bryce Walma again on a pass over the middle, diving to the end zone, and he hit it, and he hit the corner end of the end zone, putting it in to make it 21-7 because Breen kicked all 3 extra points. This is a short kick this time, fielded at the 34. It looked like Pelka has got the ball. He's running up the field. He gets it up to about the 45. We'll double check on that as we take a look. And then, of course, the tackle was made by Demetrius Adams.
No, actually,
that was not Pelka. Nope.
No, it was Travis Brown.
Travis Brown got it. You know, I want to tell you one thing. I'm used to a lot of light in the ballpark.
There's a lot of light in here. Unfortunately,
it's not on the field.
It stops at about where the Hornet sign is out there in the middle of the field.
Anything on the east side of the field,
well,
I'm guessing.
Ira asked me if I do play-by-play this year, and I told him I couldn't do it because I can't see it well enough.
Tyson throws the ball over to Cameron Cole. Cameron Cole is brought down pretty much immediately right at the 50-yard line. Tackle was made again by Jalen Wilkerson, and the ball is going to be placed at the 49 of Monroe. It's going to be about 5-yard, second down and 5.
And that I answered our question. Coach Falk is going to stay with the hot quarterback.
You know, and they're playing the same thing. What they're doing is they're putting 3 wide out on the right with the ball on the hash mark to the left. Tyson takes a look. He's going to throw back. He's looking. Good pressure. Ball's, great catch that time by Kevin Gross. Kevin Gross was hit immediately by Dickerson. Dickerson is also playing as secondary, and that time the ball was coming back in kind of a reverse type of a throw as they were going against a little like almost a screen type of a pass, and that ball was just floated up there, and Gross went up and got it. Dickerson really hit him.
He got 11 yards on that.
He got a ball on the 36-yard line. Handoff goes over to Jeb Polka. Polka goes over the right side. He's got the ball over to 20, 15, 12-yard line before he is tackled down there. It was Marlon Martin tackling at the 12-yard line, first down. And I'm going to tell you, Saline has just come out and just moved the ball very, very quickly. Only 2 men to the right, to the left. You've got Pelka and Gross back there. Tyson gives the ball to Gross. Gross up the middle. He gets the ball up to about the 2-3-yard line, pushes to the 1. Can't get it over, got the first down, but he's at the 1-yard line. Jalen Wilkerson brings it down, and the ball is down inside the 2. Well, we're going to call it the 1-yard line at this point. And it's another first down. It's going to be first down and goal. So Saline's got the ball moving down very quickly. Tyson hands the ball off to Gross. Gross puts it in. Touchdown. Touchdown Saline. They go up 27-6 with 10:44 left. That didn't take long at all, Al.
Not at all. It took 1 minute and 16 seconds.
Unbelievable on that drive, and that time it was just brought in, and between Gross making that great catch out over here, the running of Palka inside, and then of course that great run by 1-yard run by Gross there for the touchdown. Now for the extra point, kicking it this time will be Travis Brown. Brown kicks it up, and it's good. The score is now 28-6 with 10:44 left in the third quarter.
So Breen gets a little bit of a break from kicking.
It's a good, and that's what, you know what I like about that? I mean, this is high school football. And that's what I really enjoy about high school football. Get the players in there, give them an opportunity. Pelka's doing a nice job of that, and I really appreciate that.
And nowadays in high school football, you get to play a lot because there aren't a lot of numbers. These are two of the better numbers out there for football. And we saw Temperance last week with good numbers. But we've also seen schools like Dexter whose numbers are way down. And Ypsilanti who fields basically 23 players. But they're doing a great job with those 23 players.
Deep for Monroe will be Isaiah Forrester, number 10, and Marlon Martin Jr. Forrester is going to be standing on the west side hash mark.
And I know I just have to mention that that's 28 unanswered points now.
They have not stopped him. Breen is kicking off. Ball at the 40. Only once has the ball not reached the end zone.
And then they got the holding penalty that took them
back to the 10-yard line. Here's the kick. Kick is up. It's going to go back, and it's going to go into the end zone. And that'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 20-yard line.
And that was Breen.
That was, yep, as he put it into the end zone. So now, Monroe gets the ball for the first time. What do? You're down 21 points.
Well, you do what you came here to do. And that's control the clock, control the football, and score points. And they're not far enough out of it yet that they can't play their kind of football. Now, they can't use 3 plays for every first down. They've got to get some yardage going here. But I don't think I panic because I've shown that I can't kick the ball and I can't throw the football. So what am I going to do?
You're going to run it. Dickerson, lone running back. Kellens under center. Hands the ball off to Dickerson. He goes nowhere. Absolutely
nowhere. The center of that Saline defensive line knew the same thing we knew.
Yes. And, ever since, Dickerson was their lone offense. We had talked about that.
Well, Blunt had a couple good runs.
Yeah, Blunt does. And then, when they put him to the outside, they're going to have to do that. But they got to put the ball in the air, and they haven't been able to do it.
If you can't turn the corner on the outside, then you got to run to the middle, and Saline will not allow people to run in the middle after the first quarter.
Kellens has the ball under center. Going in action that time. The run is going over to Carson Clark. Clark this time gets out to about the 27-yard line. Tackle again by Brandon Baldus. We're calling his name a lot tonight. Baldus with a great time. At that time, it's kind of interesting because as they would try they're using a different player this time. It's Carson Clark. That was his first carry of the game. So they got to get somebody else in there. They got to shuffle people in the game.
And now they shuffle.
And Clark goes out right now.
They shuffle it again. Yeah, they bring in.
They'll probably Forrester, I think, came in for Clark this time.
I don't have an 18. So.
Yeah. So
was it 18?
No, it's 10.
16?
It's
10.
10. That's Forrester coming in.
Forrester.
You got Dickerson in the back, Blunt on the left side in the slots. And there's the movement. And that time the movement was by number 61 on the offensive line. So we're going to have, that was Justice Schaefer. Moved early, so that'll be 5 yards for illegal procedure. And that'll make it 3rd down and 8.
I think on a little quick observation here, too, I think since the middle of the first quarter, I think Saline's been the more disciplined football team.
That I would agree. Yes, they have.
They've played smart. They didn't jump off when they were trying to draw them off.
These are 2 well-coached teams.
Oh,
both of these guys. Eric Redmond is.
They're different generation coaches.
30-plus years for Redmond. Pelka, the young guy.
But
he,
my kid could play for either one of these coaches.
Kellens, under center. Blunt, moving around. He gets the ball as he comes out to the right, and he is hit immediately. First guy to hit him once again was Brandon Baldus. Oh, and then also in on the tackle was Sean O'Keefe. Man, he got nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Great defense that time. 4th down and 5. The ball on the 25-yard line in Monroe. Monroe's got to kick again. Boskar is going to be kicking.
He's going to be another punt.
Yep, and Cal Kreiner, who's going to be back at around the 40-yard line, going to be picking it up. So let's take a look what's going to happen here. You were telling me how Kreiner's got great speed and can take off.
We've seen him run them back, kickoffs and punts this year.
Let's see. Boskar had to shorten up his punting the last time because it almost got blocked. Again, 1-step punt. He kicks it up high. Kreiner's going to let it drop. He's going to let it go, and he gets out of the way. The ball is going to roll all the way down inside the 30-yard line, down to about the 28-yard line. We're going to make that kick probably about a 53-yard kick the way it turned out with the rolls.
53 yards, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the worst start of the night for Saline on offense.
I think you could.
They might have had one early in the first quarter when they were good. But
out there moving the ball to the 38 because it probably touched somebody. It probably touched
a Monroe player.
Touched a Monroe player.
Yeah, one of the Trojans got their hand in there.
Yep.
Or it hit him in the helmet or the thigh. Or
I think we got Josh Jackson now back at quarterback.
yes, we do.
Josh Jackson in at quarterback. He hands the ball off to Gross. Gross takes a look, and he's tackled pretty much immediately as he gets to the line of the scrimmage. He's by Massengill, Bo Massengill. But, Gross still picked up about 3-4 yards on that play.
Gross is he's an outstanding running back. And 2 years ago at Pioneer, he just tore him up. And then, of course, last year he transferred here, and then he injured his knee, and he was out the entire season. Rehabbed it over the summer.
Jackson takes the ball. He's going to run the ball, and he runs it, and he is stopped right at the 45-yard line. He gains just a couple of yards. It's going to be third down.
Gross wasn't quite ready to play the first 2 games of the season.
So what was Gross's injury?
He had a knee injury.
He had a knee injury?
Yeah, rehabbed it.
Oh, and we have an injury we have an injured player on the field. It's a Monroe player at this time.
First player down tonight.
Yes. We're taking a look, and we'll see if trainer comes out. One of the coaches coming out real quick. Third down and 3 at the 45-yard line. Hornets will have the ball. See it.
We'll see if this is going to be a very long injury check. There's only one guy checking on it.
Yeah, there comes the
water bottle.
And right now he's talking here. They're holding. I think he might have some. I'm hoping for his sake it's
Here
not
comes
a knee.
Eric Redmond's going to come
Redmond's
out.
coming out right now. We got 7 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Why don't we kick it back for a quick message? This is going to be at least a minute to get out of here, Mike.
So we'll take it back to the studios for a message on WLBY 1290 radio.
Nathan Kuderman, the injured Trojan on the play. Off the field under his own power. Brings up third down and 3 for the Hornets.
(28-6), 7:15 left.
Nathan
It's third down.
Tillman, and he walked off under his own power.
Nathan Kuderman walked out, and that was good. So we got Josh Jackson back in at quarterback. Gross is the setback to his right. Pelka in the slot in his H-back position. He's in motion right now. Jackson takes the ball. He goes up, and he is tackled immediately. Great tackle that time. And again, the number we've been talking about, Jalen Wilkerson going in there along with Dathan Dickerson as the tackler. So now it's 4th down and 5. And we're going to see, for the first time, we're going to see a Hornet punt.
Second time.
I'm
they
sorry.
Had to punt in that first series.
That's
way
right.
back.
That's right. The first one they
had 3.
Travis Brown will be doing the punting. He's standing back at his own 30. The line of scrimmage is the 43. Dickerson is the deep man for Monroe.
We didn't mention what a big defensive play that was.
That was huge.
Monroe.
Oh, and now we get a second. So Dickerson not only back there, but Blunt comes back. Here goes the kick. Punt is a real good high. It's going to go over to Blunt. He's at around the 11-yard line, fumbles the ball out of bounds, and that's exactly where Monroe's going to start.
He was going to run that ball back, and he was looking for his lanes and forgot to watch the football.
You know what? I'm going to say that I don't think he can see the ball. I mean, I'm dead serious because the way he looked at it.
These kids are 16 and 17 years old, Bruce.
Well, I know
we're 80 and 85.
Yeah, but the way that punt was, and the way he looked at it, it looked like an outfielder who had lost the ball, in the lights.
I think he was looking for where he was going to return this thing.
That ball was so close to the sidelines, Al. He was probably happy just that it bounced out of bounds.
Yeah.
Okay, Kellens again under center. Dickerson in the back. In motion is Blunt. He fakes the Blunt. He rolls to his left. passes the ball, throws the ball deep, and it goes
I think he was over the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
There we go, and there's the penalty
That's
flag.
going to be an illegal pass. He threw that ball from about the 12-yard line, didn't he?
So Brian Bauer, the linesman, called one of it. And there's 2 flags out there, and that's what it looks like.
Illegal forward pass.
Illegal forward pass. You called it.
Well, it was too obvious.
Too obvious. Even with the lights, we could tell.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was watching the line.
There you go. You see, you got to remember, I need lines like you do on television for me to do. Illegal forward pass. So it'll be second down, and it'll be.
The guy didn't turn the box over there until just now.
But the yardage is going to be only about a 3-yard penalty. The way really the way they got it.
It's from where he threw the ball.
Well, 11-yard. Yeah. So there he goes. It fakes the option. Kellens with the ball, holds on to it, runs it up. That's Dickerson. I'm sorry, Dickerson. Dickerson gets it. Jacob Bird makes the tackle.
Another big third down play here for the Trojans.
Third down and 10.
Long.
Third down and 10.
Third down and 7.
I'll make that. Yep, I'll take that. We're going to make that 3rd and 7. All right. Ball handoff over to Blunt. Blunt takes the ball, and he can't go anywhere. They had Dickerson, by the way, taking the
little skirmish down there.
Chris Turek with the tackle. Did you notice that time they had Dickerson, not Kellens, back there taking the shot, basically, as your quarterback in there.
They got a punt. I don't think
4th and 3. Oscar is back to punt again.
Even though we're under 5 minutes in the third quarter.
4:50 left, 28-6, the lead, Saline over Monroe.
Yeah, well, that lead keeps getting bigger for Saline as that clock gets run down farther.
3rd down. Right down there, call timeout. So with the score, 28-6, 4 minutes, 39 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 4th down and 3. Just want to remind everybody that you're listening to the Wendy's High School Game of the Week on 1290 WLBY. And this game is brought to you by Meyer. Meyer is proud to support Saline High School football, and brought to you by LaFontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Saline, and brought to you by Wendy's, home of the barbecue sandwich. And if you want to hear
don't
more,
forget the Frosty.
Oh, the Frosty. My wife's got the one for the buck. She's got that thing. If you can get it, you get a free Frosty. And my wife, Suzette, loves that. By the way, if you want more football, the 2014 Michigan football season continues tomorrow night as the Wolverines are on the road for their first ever matchup with Rutgers. Kickoff tomorrow night is at 7 o'clock. Your game day coverage starts at 3 p.m. with the KeyBank Countdown to Kickoff on Brother Station Sports Talk Radio, 10:50 a.m.
So tomorrow night we're going to add a team to the list, right? A team that Michigan has never beaten could be added to the list, or a team that Michigan has never beat could be added to the list.
You're going to have 2 teams with great tradition, though, because Rutgers and Michigan, both 2 of the longest playing college football teams ever. 21-yard line, there's the punt. Kreinig's going to get the ball at about the 45-yard line. He breaks to his right. Looks like he's going to have some room. Oh, he got yanked down that time. He was pulled down by Carson Clark. I don't think he got, you know what I think?
I guess he didn't get his hand inside the jersey.
No, but he had it on the shoulder pads, though. Boy, I tell you.
He was not underneath the jersey.
No, he wasn't. The ball's going to be at the 49-yard line. That would be about a pickup for 4 yards for Kreiner. I thought he was going to get outside.
Halfway through the third quarter now, we have a report that Lincoln has gone up on Chelsea 21-14. Brad Bush having a rough time again over there at Chelsea. Getting started.
All right. We're going to have, let's see, coming back in the quarterback is Josh Jackson. Jackson's going to be the quarterback. He hands the ball off to Pelka. It's a reverse. The ball coming back this time to Trent Tyson. Tyson's in it. He throws the ball on a reverse. Tyson's out there. He caught the ball. The ball was thrown over to Cameron Cole. And that was, I did not see Tyson. Tyson was put out on the wide side as a receiver, came back on a reverse, and it was basically a double reverse throw.
Well, they were going to run the double reverse there, but never were really going to run it.
No, because they had Tyson in on the play.
And they bit. They definitely bit on it.
No, I think we all bit. Great play by Polka to call that play. So right now you've got Jackson up there. He hands the ball over, and I think that's to Gross. We'll take a look very quickly as we're running quick, but Gross has the ball, runs out of bounds. Oh, and there's going to be a push. That's a penalty. And that was Pelka. I'm sorry. Pelka had the run, and he was hit after the play was gone well out of bounds.
Yeah, the real question on that one, I'm kind of objective on this. I don't know if the young man from Monroe could have stopped.
It's kind of a tough one.
But he didn't need to stick his hands up.
No, it was a dead ball foul. So he goes out half the distance to the goal line, so that ball will be to about the 6-yard line. 4 minutes and 2 seconds left, another first down. It's going to be first and goal. Josh Jackson is now quarterbacking the team.
130 yards through the air now for the Hornets tonight.
This is good. Gross is to his right. Jackson takes it, looks, throws the ball to Warma, the tight end. Oh, it's a jump ball, and he was jumping with Dathan Dickerson, the talented running back and defensive back from Monroe. And I'll tell you, even though the big kid, Bryce Wolma, had the size on that, I'll tell you, Dickerson is quite an athlete.
Dickerson had good timing on it, and obviously is a jumper.
Yep, he is.
It was only the second incomplete pass of the night for the Hornets.
Got 2nd and 6, 2nd and goal. Jackson in the shotgun all by himself.
Jackson will run a draw here.
He does. This is the draw, and he fakes the handoff to Gross. Keeps it himself. Brought down very quickly that time by Gage Van Von Hassen.
How did I know he was going to run? Because they do it every week. That's how
they do it every week. When you watch it, he did that. He did
right there.
He had the fake to his running back Kevin Gross. 3rd and goal at about the 4-yard line. That was a pickup of 2. Gross and Pelka both are next to Josh Jackson in the backfield. Handoff goes this time to Gross up in the middle. He goes right to about the 1 or 2 yard line. Let's see where they're going to mark it. I think the 2 yard line. Tackle that time was by Jalen Wilkerson.
That's 4th down, but
we're going to kick.
They're going to kick it.
Yep, they are going to kick it.
That's good. Well, you need to work on the field goals. And it's the it's not Breen. It's the backup kicker. No, they're not.
They're not there. No,
they got a bunch of new jerseys.
A bunch of new jerseys at this time, and they're going from an I formation. Flip over to Gross as he pitches it to Gross. Gross goes up, and he's close to the end zone, but they're not going to give it to him. They're not going to give it to him. So Monroe stops him.
Where's my replay official?
Well, we got Dick Honig up here, who's a replay official for the Big Ten. But I don't think Dick's going to do that. Dick's up here, of course. He's taking a look at the.
That was so close. The back part of that football is going to be on the white line, I think.
Well, it looked like at that time, and I don't know enough about the team, Al, but it looked almost like that time when they pitched out to Gross, is that they brought in Ellis Grant and Tarek to do blocking almost in that regard.
Well, 2 seniors they wanted to get into the game.
Okay, is that okay? Yeah, that's good. It was his senior night.
Grant Ellis is he's a senior.
Yes. Kellen's under center. I think he's going to probably quarterback sneak it out. No, he doesn't. He gives that ball over to Dickerson. Dickerson gets from the 1 to about the 4. Tackle that time by Chris Turek. Travis Brown also in on the tackle. We have 2nd and 7. We're going to call it the 4-yard line. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The Hornets up 28-6.
That was the 36th offensive play of the night for the Trojans, and Saline has come up now to 31 plays.
So you know that old time of possession is only a stat for losers, they always say.
Yep.
Kellen's underneath. Hands the ball over to Forrester on the sweep. Forrester comes around the side. He's got some running room. Gets all the way out to the 21-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. They're going to probably mark it up about the 23-yard line. Cameron Cole made the tackle, along with Tyrone Miller. Miller was the one who did push him out of bounds. 1 minute, 48 seconds.
Didn't it look to you a little bit? He just kind of pushed him in the face and pushed him out of bounds.
Well, you know, he had him so much on the. He was running a tightrope at that time. He didn't really have to do much to knock him out of bounds. But Miller, he's got great speed. He wasn't going to get around him.
If I got somebody over there, I want Miller over.
Oh yeah, you want him? I like that kid. Okay, again, you got Dickerson in the back, Kellens under center, in motion. This time, Blunt takes the ball. Blunt taking a look, trying to get around, scrambling around a little bit, but he gets nowhere. That time, Grant Ellis with the tackle, no gain. So we're gonna still call it 2nd and 10.
He's the son of my youngest son's old high school football coach over at Gannon Abergabriel Shark, Kurt Ellis.
Kurt Ellis.
I don't know if you remember Kurt.
I remember Kurt. Yes, I do.
That's I can't believe he's got a son that's a senior.
Al, we're getting old, okay?
Yeah.
Quick.
Well, when these people start having grandkids playing, then I'm really.
And then, yes, that does make it. Dickerson again in that backfield. Boy, that guy's a workhorse.
Oh.
Kellen's got a ball. He flips it out to Dickerson. Dickerson goes to the right. He gets up to around the 30-yard line, and there he is brought down really quickly. Travis Brown, one of the people in on the tackle. Brown, ball gets up to about the 30-yard line. It's going to be, right now, we got about 3 yards to go. Good run. The clock, 45 seconds and ticking. It's going to be 3rd down. We're going to call it a long 2 at the 31-yard line. You got to get above, beyond the 33.
I'm not going to call this a final score, but if you're a Tecumseh fan, mark it up with a victory because they're out in front of Dexter now, 24-3. That's got to be late.
Forrester has just brought the play in for Kellens, so it's sitting in there right now. Dickerson again in the backfield. Handoff goes to Dickerson, and Dickerson is tackled immediately this time by Sean O'Keefe.
I don't think he. Oh, he's giving him the first
down. Oh, they gave him
the
first down. I thought he got 3 yards. I didn't think he could pick it up, but I guess
didn't think so either.
Well, you know what? His feet kept on moving. So that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter here at Saline. The score is 28-6, Saline leading Monroe. We'll be back for the final and 4th quarter here on WLBY after this message.
With the score of the Hornets 28, Monroe 6. Introducing the 2014 varsity cheerleaders, Alexia Borden, Skylar Hoffman, Emma Peoples, Taylor Vaughn, Kelly Zielinski, Alexa DeFord, Brittany Fays, Terza Hill, Emily Maziel, Chloe McCarthy, Brooke Opland, Katie Tapia, Julian Welch, Anna Dineschek, Ryan Felton, Rachel Hurley, Julie Kreskowski, Libby Parrington, and Lily Jessica. Cheerleaders are coached by Kelly Vaughn.
Body along with Al Fellhauer doing the color. Marty Bodner, our spotter. On the board, Matt Missler, and our engineer, Mike Pickett.
Now I gotta reverse. I gotta get accustomed to the opposite direction now.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way: Monroe's got to get in.
They got to get to the north end here quick.
Kellen's back to pass. Pressure's coming on real quick, and he's been taken down that time. Coming from behind, Cal Kreiner just did a great job running him down.
Well, they're in a position now where they're almost forced to put the ball in the air.
And you can keep on coming at them.
And Saline has one of the best pass defenses that you want to find in high school football. So this is not an enviable position for Monroe to be in.
These are 2 4-1 teams. And this game, Al, could put Saline in the driver's seat.
That's right. They got, and what have they got left? They got Huron.
There it is. Kellens in the shotgun. Handoff is fake to Dickerson. Kellens keeps the ball, and he goes nowhere. He gets barely back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he loses a couple of yards. Chris Turek again with the tackle.
They got only the 2 weaker teams in the division left. They got to go to Huron, and then they'll be back here to play Skyline.
Then they play my alma mater, UD High, right here in Saline in 3
that'll
weeks.
be a challenging game for
That'll
them.
be a very good football game.
Saline will take charge of that one.
They will?
I think so. Coach Polk will tell you that'll be their toughest game of the season, but no.
Nope. Again, Callens goes back under center. We got a new running back there, though, this time. That does not look like Dickerson, as I'm trying to figure it out. Nope, and it isn't. The fake. Pass goes quickly over to the side, and he is smacked.
Solid hit.
Solid that hit. Clark caught the ball, but Alice Grant just drilled him. Nathan Kuderman, the individual who was injured, by the way, went back into a tailback position, and I can tell you why he's back in there, and that's for blocking. That's exactly what it is, but that's not going to be enough. It was a 3-yard gain. It's 4th down, 6 yards to go. Reiner's going to be back at around the 30-yard line. Boskar is going to be punting the ball. The ball is placed at the 37 on Monroe. Boskar is standing back around the 25-yard line.
However, Bruce, the first completed pass of the night for the Trojans. They've only thrown 3.
Boskar, 1 step. Reiner, back pedals, gets the ball at about the 21, misses 1 tackle, breaks to his right, then breaks up the middle, still on its feet. Oh, and he is tackled. I don't think they were wanting to fumble the ball. The ball is fumbled, but they say that he has been, let's see, they're going to calm him down. They're calm down. Boskar made the tackle, by the way. They called him down. There has not been, that's one thing that we have not seen really today is on the turnover range. The team's really well-coached team, but you can tell that the talent level here, and the speed is with Saline.
Well, it's the different philosophies of offense, and obviously Saline has a lot of weapons.
So going back in this time is Trent Tyson. He throws the ball quickly over to Pelka. Pelka has to jump to catch the ball. Tackled quickly by Dickerson. He's grabbed there at that time, and Wilkerson both grab him. He gains about 4 yards. We're going to call it 2nd and 6. Tyson tossed that ball quite high for him. Pelka made another great catch.
Yeah, that was one of the not so good passes.
No, Pelka has made a couple of great catches. The one in the end zone was just absolutely fantastic,
without a doubt.
In the spread. We got movement all over. Pelka was moving on that time.
Well, no, I think that's going to be an offside.
No, it isn't. No, you missed that one, Al. Yeah, Pelka was moving. Yeah. Pelka. You see, this is not Canadian football, Al.
Yeah,
okay?
You're right. Only one guy can move. But I was watching. Who was it? I was watching Wilkerson that time.
You know what? I think Wilkerson jumped because everybody else was moving. But that was a 5-yard.
Wilkerson was just charging in there.
2nd and 11. Pelka was caught that time.
And it's Tyson. 5-yard penalty, nothing for Saline.
Trent Tyson is the quarterback. Gross will be next to him. There it is. Fakes the handoff to Gross. Tyson keeps, runs the ball, gets over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Gain of about 7 yards. Tackle that time is by Hunter Massengill. Cameron Cole coming out. Richard Hovde is going in there for Saline. There you go.
New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey, as we're going to see him. Hovde going to be flanked out way to the left.
But Coles and McMahon.
They say way to the left.
Coles and Monahan is going to be out to the left.
Yeah, they put Coles out. Hovde is going to be sitting as the halfback there. He's going to be next to Tyson.
Yep.
Tyson takes the ball, rolls left, takes a look, and he is hit. Oh, real quick that time. That was very fast. We're going to call that Greg Coutier made the tackle, and that was going to bring up a punting situation.
And if you're Monroe, where was that play all night?
Well, I'm trying to take a look at, since I want to take a look at what changes have been made on the offensive line too.
Well, I don't think they made a lot of changes.
Here's the punt. The punt goes from about the 40-yard line. It's going to go bouncing out of bounds, and it's going to go out to about the 12-yard line. I'm right at the 14-yard kick. 48-yard kick.
6:59, Bruce. The scoring has slowed down a bit here.
Scoring is quite a bit slowed down.
My scores from out of town have slowed down. Oh, we're going to get an update.
And as we're going to do that, we're going to say a couple of our sponsors. We want you to know that this game is being brought to you by Meijer. Meijer is proud to support Saline High School football. Also brought to you by LaFontaine, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Saline, and by Wendy's, home of the new barbecue pulled pork sandwich.
And, we're ready to go.
In the motion, that time Dickerson ends up getting the ball, runs to his right, gains about 1 or 2 yards.
Dickerson will sleep well tonight.
I don't know if he's going to sleep well because he's going to be hurting tomorrow. That young man has had one heck of a game. He has really taken a beat. Saline has really done a great job holding him up. He had over 100 yards almost in the first half, in the first quarter almost. And then from there, not much.
Most of Saline's offense sitting on the bench right in front of us here.
So we'll see what comes in that.
Jackson, Gross,
yes.
Polka. And then the offensive line is sitting there. I didn't see who's kneeled. Is that Dyson?
Yeah, I think it is. Callens takes the ball, hands it off to Forrester. Forrester gets about 7-8 yards, close to the he gets up to about the 22-yard line. Travis Brown, one of the guys bringing him down, along with Chris Turek. Coming in right now, Steven Slattery is coming in. Along with Slattery is Brandon Baldus. That name we called a lot today. Brendan Matthews is coming out for the Saline Hornets. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left, 28-6. The Hornets have the lead here. Big game in the division with 2 4-1 teams, and right now on a 3rd down and 2 yards to go for Monroe on their own 22-yard line. They hand the ball off to Dickerson, and he gets the first down.
Well, we have a couple scoring updates here. We have one that's a real shocker in my mind. Milan trailing St. Mary's Central Catholic of Monroe 43-0. Wow. That's a team that had won 19 straight Huron League games until a couple of weeks ago when they lost for the first time. They lost last week, and now they get smoked 43-0. And Lincoln has taken the lead over Chelsea 28-14. And Tecumseh added a touchdown 31-3 on Dexter. Thank you, Michael.
Callens hands the ball off to Blunt on the wide. He gets away from one tackle, but he can't get away from anybody else on that time. That was Travis Brown, one of the tacklers on that play, along with Cal Livesey.
Now they got a 2nd and long.
That's 2nd and 11, yeah. That's a long way to go. They got the ball back at their own 25-yard line.
And you can't, if you have any hopes of coming back in this football game, you can't give the football back to them.
No, I think right now you're in a position.
Oh, you play to win the quarter.
Yeah, you play to win the quarter. Try to improve. What did you guys do? How can we get better? What are we going to need to do to play teams like this?
Who was still working hard in the 4th quarter?
Yes, that's what it's going to get down to. Callens fakes, rolls to his left, pressure, decides to run with the ball. He's up over the 35-yard line. He's pushed out of bounds that time by Grant Ellis.
And he got the first down.
He got the first down.
Yep.
So he got the ball out to about the 37-yard line.
I think they want to keep the ball on the ground too, because they want to get out to the bus and go home. 28-6. Where's that bus at?
I tell you, the bus, I can tell you where the bus is. The bus was the one that ran him over in the yellow jerseys over there.
Yes.
That's what the bus was.
Now they want to get on one.
Yes.
And I'm not saying they're giving. I mean,
no, they're a good football team. Yeah. This Saline team's good. Handoff goes to Dickerson. Dickerson jigs, jags. He's going back and forth. He's trying to get a couple of yards. That man did everything he could to get 2 to 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, I'm going to even give him 3.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Watch him. You know what? Jacob Burton, Travis Brown on the tackle. Watching that run, you know that kid wants to play this game.
Sure
I
he
mean,
does.
you're down at
And he ran like he did in the first quarter.
Amazing.
But he didn't have that extra 5 or 6 yards at the end of the play like he had on that first series.
Second down, 5 yards. They gave him 5 yards on that. We got a little cheap on that, my gun. Okay,
Yeah,
3:20 left in the game.
All right, I owe him a couple yards.
Second down, 5 yards to go. Forrester in motion. Handoff goes to Dickerson again. Dickerson running, and this time he is hit again. Travis Brown makes the tackle. But he got the first down. He gained about 7 yards on the play. Ball goes all the way to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for Monroe.
And with that play, Bruce, they crossed 200 yards on the ground. It's been a long time
coming.
That's what they call the 100 yards.
Coming down.
They did 100 yards on 18 plays. Now they have 205 in 40.
3 minutes left in this game. 28-6. Saline leading Monroe. Both teams came into this game with 4-1 records. Kellens with the fake, double fake. He's looking, he's going to run. He's following one blocker in front of him. He follows that blocker. He gets around a couple of guys until he's pulled down by Travis Brown again. He gains about 9 yards. Yeah, it's close. He might, about 9 yards.
They're not giving it.
They're 9 yards. Second and 1. Calling Travis Brown name a lot lately here. Early on, we were calling Brandon Baldus. Now it's Travis Brown. That was a good play that way, the way it was set up. He had the blocker in front. Kellen used the blocker very nicely to get the extra yardage.
And I think you're going to see a different Monroe team now for this last 2:16. I think they want to put the ball in the end zone.
Oh, they definitely want to.
So they may go to the air. They may go to stopping the clock a few times. They want one more score.
In motion. Handoff goes to Dickerson up the middle. He gains, probably about 4 or 5 yards. That's enough for the first down, though. Tackled that time by Aaron Buey.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, Bruce. But and we've gone this far into the game, and before I'm able to say it, all this orange down here, the student body is dressed in orange tonight. Chad Carr, of course, that tragic story. Not a tragic story yet because we've got a lot of prayers out there. I'll cover it here in a minute. Go ahead.
And we've got Kellens again underneath. I'm going to tell you, he takes it, gives this time to Blount because it came from the I formation. He breaks from the middle, goes out to the left, gets down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Oh, no, they're going to say Calabao. Oh. Nope, they did get, the 6-yard line. They knocked them out at the 6.
Line, yeah.
So a 32-yard gain on that one, and I'm going to tell you, that was they came out of the I formation there, and that was a different look.
Well, that's the first time they ran the I all night, and Saline got caught.
That's exactly right. Minute 30 left here in the game.
That young man has the talent to get outside.
Yes, he does. They've got great speed with Dickerson and Blount, and right now Kuderman is in the backfield along with Blount. Handoff is to Kuderman, and he goes nowhere at 5-yard line. Aaron Buey takes the tackle.
And 1:23 now. Let's see how bad they want to get into this end zone. We're down to almost a minute.
Minute 15 exactly. Jacob Bargo also given some credit on that tackle.
Clock still runs. We're at a minute now, Bruce.
Well, I don't think they want to give the ball back to Saline.
I think they want
to just get in.
I think they'd like to have some points on the board.
Yes, get some points on the board, and if they could, they'd like to do it with the clock running out. Dickerson now in the backfield. Man in motion. Handoff to Dickerson. He follows blocker into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown by Dathan Dickerson. His second touchdown of the night. That makes the score 28-12. A 5-yard touchdown run by Dickerson.
And they did just what we talked about, Bruce. They came out here and they won the fourth quarter.
5-yard run that time for Dickerson. That goes with his 4-yard run in the first quarter as Monroe scored first and scored last. They're going for 2 points on this. Going for the 2-point conversion. Their kicking game is not very good.
Evidently.
Handoff goes to Dickerson. Dickerson runs that baby in, and it's 2 points, so that makes the score 28-14 with 42 seconds left.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to get right now. We're going to get an onside kick. Monroe's not going to give up.
No, I'm going to tell you this. They're down by 2 touchdowns. You know what? You're right. You're right.
They're going to onside kick this.
Give it a shot. Give it a good shot. You got to. You know what? And they were playing this fourth quarter like they're playing it to win.
Yes.
Say, do the Chad Carr story if you can, very quickly.
Chad Carr, of course, is tragically diagnosed with inoperable brain cancer. A week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks now. Very sad news. A young boy who's been to my house many times and loved going through all of our Happy Meal toys in the basement, and told him he could have whatever he wanted every time he came over. And Tammy would get all upset because he'd just fill the bag up, take advantage of it. But a tough story. But this Saline community has really gotten behind it, and the orange is because that's Chad's favorite color. And the student body turned out en masse tonight in orange. And I believe Chad is here, or was here. I was never able to get an eye on him, but
yep.
Our prayers go out to the Carr family.
Well, there was no onside kick. The ball is kicked down to the 20-yard line, and there it was just grabbed and smothered.
I didn't understand that one, but now we get a chance to watch the victory formation 3 times. I don't think Monroe will use their timeouts.
I'm pretty sure.
Since they did an onside kick.
Let's run down the scoring as it happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, Dathan Dickerson, who had a heck of a game for Monroe, we got to give him a lot of credit, scored the first touchdown of the game on a 4-yard run with 8:44 left in the first quarter. And then it became the Saline show as Trent Tyson, of course, came into quarterback, and he passed up. He passed a great pass to the right side to Bryce Wolma along the side with 6:51 left in the half to make the score 7-6 with the extra point. And then Jeb Polka made a fantastic catch in the end zone, a throw up the middle, another 21-yard pass with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to make the score 21-6. And then Bryce Wolma again with only 27 seconds left, caught the ball over the middle, ran down the left side, dove into the end zone, and with the extra point, that made the score 21-6.
Ref just put the ball in play. They don't have to snap it again. 16 seconds.
That's it. And this is it. That's it. This game is over. It's 28-14. Everybody's running. And then I'm going to tell you, great game by them. And let's finish this up on the scoring, because what happened there, we had Gross, of course, scored the touchdown in the third quarter on a 4-yard run. And Green, made 3 of the extra points. And then the last extra point, of course, was made by the other guy. Was it Travis Brown who kicked the extra point? So that was made it 28-6. Then again, Dickerson scored late in the game to make the score 28-12. He got the 2-point conversion, 28-14, and now they're shaking hands as one team is 5-1 and the other team is 4-2.
And what I'll tell you, Bruce, is what Monroe will take home now is the knowledge that they won the second half 8-7. And it gives them something to build on for future weeks. Their schedule in the red division, however, is much tougher as they still have to play Bedford on the road. And that is a tough call. And I believe they still have to play Pioneer.
So they've
if
got
it's not Pioneer, it's Huron. They play one of those two.
But you're basically saying that when you take a look at the schedule favors Saline, does not favor Monroe.
Right.
So if there's anybody who really has a chance of catching Saline, it's Temperance, Bedford,
yes,
who's already lost to Saline.
And they lost to them, so they would lose the tiebreaker.
They'd lose the tiebreaker.
Which tells me that if the two get into the playoffs and they're seated in the same area that they were last year that rematch game went down to Bedford because Bedford had won the game and were a higher seed in the state tournament. This year, Saline will be a higher seed, and we could see that playoff game right here in the second week of the playoffs.
Well, it's been a wonderful evening for the Saline Hornets here, winning this game by a score of 28-14. They are now 5-1 on the season. Monroe is now 4-2. Really a good football game, though. Nice, clean football game, hard-hitting game. Really loved watching Dathan Dickerson and, of course, the kid number 28, Jalen Wilkerson, on defense. But this Dickerson played a heck of a game for Monroe, and Wilkerson played a heck of a game on defense for Monroe.